Here's your market update for 2026 as we're 1 week into the new year. Happy New Year. Hope it's starting off well. The sun is shining. That's great news. I'd love to review with you what happened in 2025. And it's very important that you get your questions answered and that I'm here to just offer information. And the most important message that I'd love to give across to you is 2025 was the year that we became a more stable and we normalized this market. There was a time it was like blink and the house was gone, and I think it was very different in 2025. And I feel it's gotten great for both buyers and sellers. And the news that we talked about the entire year was there was more inventory. And interestingly enough, we ended the year with 40% more inventory than we had in 2024. So the end of year, we had 40% more inventory, and it just kind of stayed consistent the entire year. We always had about 30 to 45% more inventory than the year before, which is actually good. Now, in the number of homes that we actually sold in the Conejo Valley, which we call Agora, Oak Park, Westlake Village, Thousand Oaks, and Newberry Park, it was relatively flat. We sold 1,679 homes in 2024 and 1,739 in 2025. That's a 3.6% increase. There's hardly any homes that are moving. And remember, in 2019, we were selling like 2,000 homes. So number of homes, number of people moving, it's still relatively consistent and small, about 1,700 homes. The median price point, this is going to surprise you. This is what everybody is saying, is that they're feeling prices are coming down. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. But prices are stabilized. Average price point in 2024 was $1,145,000, and in 2025, $1,150,000. And again, that's the average. And you're all wondering, how is that possible? I feel like prices have come down. And there is that feeling, yet the data shows you something different. And the reason that we can explain that is that sellers just overpriced their homes. That basically is everybody was expecting a 10 to 15% increase when really we should have just been pricing stable. And I think what's happening is you saw the price drops and you saw the price drops. And we had those anomalies that sold in 24 that were like really upgraded homes that had really great backyards, that had really something special. And those still existed in 2025. But for the most part, if we look at an average home, and there's a lot of great homes, but they are somewhat average homes, the prices stayed relatively flat, which is really great news. It's great news for sellers, and it's also great news for buyers. It just means we've stabilized. I hope that makes sense to you. The interesting part is the days on market. It's just taking longer to sell a home. We increased days on market from 28 to 34 days. That's a 21% slowdown. That's because buyers just had more time. Buyers could take their time. They could go back. Again, we had those anomalies that like sold with a blink of an eye. But for the most part, homes sat a little bit longer, which also gives you this feeling like the market slowed down. I feel also the list to sale price, that changed a little bit. Remember the price drops. We all saw price drops that were happening in neighborhoods, but interestingly enough, the list to sold price in 24 was 99.5, and in 25 went to 98.6. So people were able to negotiate even once the price reductions came down. So that also gave you the feeling like prices have come down. But let's just remember the median price point stayed very stable in the Conejo Valley at $1,150,000. So this is actually great news, and I'm forecasting 2026 to remain very stable. We're starting off the year with interest rates actually 1% lower than they were a year ago. So interest rates are sitting at 6%. The forecast from all the economists that I'm studying and following are they're going to stay relatively flat all year long. We're going to see inventory continue to climb. I do believe a lot of sellers took their homes off the market, and I do believe they're going to come back. So I do think for sellers, now more than ever, it's really important to be strategic, to be priced right, to be marketed well, to show well. We have to be very strategic if you want to be your home sold in 2025, because there are more choices out there. I think we're still going to see about 1,700 homes sold in the Conejo Valley. And as a buyer, I feel get yourself pre-approved, make sure you understand the financials, and get yourself ready to shop, because I think you're going to have some great choices out there. So again, I feel great stabilization in 2025. We expect more of the same in 2026. And now more than ever, strategy is going to matter for selling your home, and strategy is going to matter on buying your home. Have a wonderful 26. I'm certainly going to be here at the top of the month like I do every month. Remember to subscribe below so you get notifications on when I do come back with the market updates, and please feel free to reach out for any specific questions you have. I wish you all a healthy and happy 2026, and I'll see you here next month.